Hey guys, good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing? Child, listen, I've been up. Today is November 3rd. It is 5:37 a.m. This change in time has got me messed up. Because I'm like, I should have been going. Y'all can see remember my t-shirt? Yeah, the letters are starting to come off. Yeah. Oh well. Right, but we still here. Anyway, remember that time is fluid, so whenever you see this message, that's when you're meant to see it. It's a general reading. It may not resonate with everyone, so please only take what resonates and leave the rest. Let's get some energy here for the collective. What's the message for this morning? Happy Monday. Happy Monday, happy Monday. What is the message for Monday morning for my collective soul tribe members? I might make this for the members only. This might be a members only message. And I'll be back later for one for the public, general public. So what we got here? We got rest and rejuvenate. Okay. And authority. Nice. 44 could be significant. Okay, and we have memories of love. 6. One more, please, Spirit. Rest and rejuvenation. So some of you guys could be healing from something. Then we have this authority figure. This could be Spirit. This could be you. Memories of love. All right, so you got memories, things you think about, the past, people that you care about. What we got here? And then we got triumphant success, the truth. With this 6, this gives me past life energy, 6 of Cups energy. Okay. Control over your emotions, triumph, success, rest. I feel like some of you guys, strength and suffering in silence. Yeah, that's the energy I was picking up. It's like some of you guys could be, trying to get control over your emotions, especially about the past. And some of you guys could be standing in your truth too. With this rest and rejuvenation, this is meditation. This is processing information. This is holding yourself accountable, taking, responsibility for your actions, only taking your part and not nobody else's. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're taking control with this authority, and the things and situations from the past. Each of these memories could be a different situation, a different person. You understand what I'm saying? In your life, okay? Something that you value, I'm also picking up, all right? This is also giving me the energy of releasing, all right? Because you're standing in your truth. There's some kind of truth that will be prevailed. No matter what the chaos, the fog, all that energy looks like, all right, by you standing in your power, by you owning your own shit and nobody else's, you're able to release people, places, and things with love, right? Come on now. Yep, and you've been doing a lot of suffering in silence, right? Listening to your intuition. 92 could be significant. You had to take this higher ground, right? You had to, go down a path that was less traveled, right? You had to do do release and detach from people, places, and things, right? That no longer serve you. Even though these people, places, and things might be a integral part of your foundation. Family, friends, and loved ones, right? Listen, I'm telling you. What's going on here for my collective? So you guys are doing that. You're starting to stand in your power. You're starting to release that emotional baggage that don't belong to you, that was attached to you. Because that's how it gets when we are in traumatic situations. Whoever's causing the trauma, those are the people that are attaching that trauma to you, right? They're creating that energy in your life. So therefore, it's like almost as if projecting. Whatever they've been dealing with, they've transferred that shit over to you by their actions, right? Yeah, this is a time for you to sit back and realize what's yours and what's not yours. You know, those wrongs, because people do us wrong. We do people wrong. Take it how it resonates. This is you holding yourself accountable. You're standing in authority. You're standing in an energy of integrity. And people that may have come against you, you're releasing those people in love, because you also understand with your empathic energy that we all suffer, right? But it's how we deal with that pain, that trauma, how we show up in the world. How do we, treat other people because of how somebody treated us, right? Anyway, the truth is coming out, all right? Whatever's been buried, I'm hearing too with this sword coming up out of the ground, whatever has been buried or tried to be thrust upon you to have you deal with it while other people no more. No, we ain't in that energy no more. What's going on, Spirit? Child, listen, I can't make it up. I can't fucking make it up. We are no longer in that energy of accepting other people's bullshit as our own. Ooh, come on. And this is why you had to go into this hermit energy, to this meditative state, this Four Swords energy. You know what I'm saying? You had to, really process these things and really take a look at what you deserve and what you don't deserve, right? When all this other energy is somebody else's projection. Listen, the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Yes. You ain't accepting that. You're sending that shit right back to the rightful owner. Thank you, Spirit. And releasing with love. Thank you, Spirit. What we got here? Four Swords in the reverse. Look at that. You're no longer in that energy of suffering, of trying to figure out what did you do wrong, right? Holding yourself accountable. All right? Yes. You're not in that stuck energy anymore. You understand what's yours and what's not. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. No longer putting in the work. No longer trying to create and build something off of lies and delusions. Come on, Spirit. Ten of Pentacles. And this is about family. This is about your foundation. This is about those people, places, and things that create, that make up your world, right? Your friends, your job, family, lovers, whatever. You know what I mean? Community. No longer feeling the need that like you got to continue to work on a situation that's not healthy for you. It don't matter who it is. It don't matter who it is. Right? And learning how to build, a foundation of your own. A strong foundation. A solid foundation. The sun. The sun is here, baby. Something's being revealed. 9 and 1 is 10. The lesson's over. You're coming out of that hermit mode. You are standing up for yourself. You are releasing things that no longer serve you. You love people. You want people to do well, but if they're not going to be okay, if they're not going to treat you with the respect that you deserve, you're not fucking with them. It ain't personal. Spirit said it ain't. Don't take it personal, but it is personal. You hear me? Yeah. I feel like somebody's getting the message now with this Eight of Pentacles, Four Swords, and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. This could be family that you're not working, that you're no longer in a position. You're not in that energy of just accepting what's being served to you. You know what I mean? You know how we can get in these family dynamics, and we know how, you can have that family member that's an asshole, that family member that's an addict, that family member that's a thief or a liar or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And just got to look over that. You got to, that's how they are and shit like that. But it's causing you some pain. If it's causing you pain, if it's making you feel uncomfortable, then that's something you need to release. I don't give a fuck what everybody else says. Everybody else may want you to accept that shit, but I don't feel like that's what you want. No more. No collaboration. I heard dead weight. Something about dead weight. Some of you guys could feel like something is dead weight. Yeah. Yeah, you waking up to this, you know what you got to walk away from. You know that. You could have had some energies that wanted you to feel like that you had to accept it, you know, because of the relationship or the dynamic of the relationship, you know, the titles and shit like that. Some people might have felt like you should just have kept, or you should just accept it. You know what I mean? You know what that just brought up for me? What goes on in this house stays in this house. You know what I'm saying? It's like you could have an abusive parent, right? And feel like that you got to accept this parent for who that, because that's who they are, because they're your parent. You got to respect. Of course, we got to respect our parents, but we got to understand that our parents have gone through things too. They have traumatic things going on in their life, and they sometimes don't get to heal that part before, you know, they get to us, right? We're born out of situations that we don't even fucking understand. Come on here, Spirit. What's this message? I seen a comment that somebody had left in one of the videos about, you know, some people don't understand our first abusers are our parents. Listen, that's fact. That's fucking fact. I can attest to that. My first abuse came at the hands of a parent. You know what I mean? So take that how it resonates. And that, you know, trickles down and carries over. And I carry that shit over into my own adulthood. And then I start giving it and giving it to my kids. You know, those are those generational curses. Yeah, that's what this is about. That Ten of Pentacles, this is about breaking generational curses. And that's what you're doing. It's not okay. Just because it came from our parents and it came from their parents or whoever they had to deal with, whatever their story was, that doesn't have to be our story. Even though a lot of times it is our story. The lovers, choices. Yeah, you see that you have a choice today. Yes, you do have a choice. You do not have to accept it, even if it's family. It's hard enough to accept it from people that we get into these relationships with, and we have these children with, and then we realize a little too late, you know what I'm saying, that this is somebody that we're not even aligned with, right? But because of our traumatic childhood or upbringing or whatever the fucking case, whatever we've dealt with, that energy still lingers, and we attract people. We attract people to us that are in that same energy, and they're supposed to elevate us, to teach us. They're supposed to be mirrors. Sometimes we get stuck in that energy. We get comfortable in that energy because it feels familiar. We got a King of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. The Lovers, the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. Somebody feels trapped. Somebody could feel trapped by a choice that they made, or because you made a choice to walk away from the whole situation. We got a King of Pentacles here. This could be you, collective. You could be the King of Pentacles. Somebody that's stable. All right? You know how to make money. You could have a good job. You know, you have everything could be okay in your life. You have everything you need. I feel like this is also you coming out of that energy of lack. You understanding that your life is a choice, right? You could have been confused by that. You could have been, you could have been making a lot of choices about your career, where your life want to go, all on the contingency of what other people were doing around you, how to fit them into your life. You know what I'm saying? You could have felt trapped by that. You could have felt trapped by that, by, always making choices that really didn't align with you, but it made other people comfortable. That's also what I'm picking up. You did a lot of self-sabotage in order to, appease other people. I don't know why I heard keeping secrets. The parent-child dynamic. Paradigm, I heard. Sometimes it could be our parents, our family members, those that are in authority to us, that create, those traumatic experiences in our life, because they're only passing down what they fucking got, right? That's all they know. They learn how to adapt to the situation, so you need to learn how to adapt to the situation. That's what I'm hearing. But that created a lot of conflict for you. That created a lot of conflict for you. What's going on here, Spirit? Feeling trapped. Somebody, this could be even somebody, let me get one more before I say that. Somebody could feel trapped by the actions that they have taken, right? Because you decided to walk away. Now somebody has to, I don't know, I keep getting like, even before I got in, it was the energy of someone trying to pass down their trauma to the next generation, to their children. I also get I picked up an energy of a parent that was abusing a child because of how their life was. You know what I mean? I seen specifically like a parent not wanting a child to strive, to thrive, because they couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Because they didn't have that opportunity. How dare you? Not like suffer like I had to suffer, like my mother had to suffer. You got to go through that too. This is somebody that's trapped in their own world, yeah. Especially when you decide to walk away. You weren't supposed to walk away. You weren't supposed to say, I don't want this. You weren't supposed to do that. You were supposed to accept it and conform to it and keep moving as if it was okay, and it wasn't. Ten of Pentacles. This is over. This is over. Somebody had you in a mental prison, But I feel like your spirit is calling you up out of that shit. You're the one here to break the generational curse. You're the one that's being called to go against the grain. Ooh, come on, spirit. You're going against the grain. Ace of Pentacles. Wow. I'm not taking all of these. Ace of Pentacles. Yes. To do things in a different way. The truth. Some of this, I'm going to say this because I've seen it. A lot of this trauma is familial trauma. This is from family. This is about family traditions, family upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The moon. Look, hidden illusions. 3 of Wands. Listen. These are the things, right, that go on in the house that spirit that we're raised to keep a secret. Y'all got to forgive my nails. That's why I took them tips off, because they're ruining my nail bed. But anyway, yeah, these are the things that you were supposed to keep to yourself, but you decided this isn't the way you wanted to go. You're no longer in the energy of keeping family secrets. That's what I heard. And because you stepped out of keeping the family secrets, you could have been pushed out, pushed away, made, to feel. I heard, don't believe her. Don't believe what they don't know what they're talking about. You see, let me tell you something. Somebody, you could have went through a lot of fucking trauma. I can even say, even for myself, especially with my addictions and shit. Now, because of my addictions, people have, they have this view of me. This idea they think they know about me, but they don't understand. Nobody knows why. How did I get into the addictions? What happened? What sent me that way, right? Never mind that, but there's somebody here that I feel like is using you, is using your past as a way to control your future. Don't believe her. Don't believe him. They don't know what they're talking about. They this, they that. They never did this. Listen, somebody was out here trying to navigate your life. And not only were they trying to cover up their abuse towards you, they also tried to make it look like you were incapable of a conscious decision or thought. You know what I'm saying? They try to make you as someone that people couldn't trust and can't believe. So when you start to try to stand up for yourself, oh, they acting out, they going through something, they on drugs, they this and that, you can't believe that. Bullshit, the truth is coming out. You heard me? The truth is coming out. The Emperor. Look, I'm telling you, somebody trying to control the fucking situation. This King of Pentacles could be this Emperor. This could be a father. Yeah, somebody wanted you to keep their secrets. Keep somebody trapped, man. I'm telling you, somebody wanted somebody to feel trapped. Somebody wants somebody to feel trapped. Yeah, somebody could have been doing some work on somebody. I'm going to tell you, that's what I'm hearing. Somebody could have been doing spiritual work on somebody. I'm hearing this could even be a fucking child. Somebody could have been doing spiritual work on their own child to cover up their actions. Yep, so that it would never come to light. This is somebody that's been trying to control somebody's finances. I'm picking up like a parent wanting to control a person because they see a person as fruitful, somebody that can go out here and get it, but they want to always be attached to it in some way, shape, or form. It's like, that this person was not going to be able to move forward without them being attached or them being their handler. Ooh-wee. What else, Spirit? One more, please. One more. Ace of Cups in reverse. Look, y'all. You know there ain't no love here. You know somebody didn't have no love for you. Yeah. They could have, yeah, listen, they did. They had a lot of people coming against you. A lot of people confused about you. Yes. This person could have put you in competition with your siblings, with friends, all of that. This is somebody that was an authority figure in your life. This gives me the, like I said, I don't know what reading it was, but it was about because somebody was your parent or your sibling or something, the rumors and stuff, they had people believing with that Seven of Cups energy, listen, that they knew you better than you knew yourself. So why would people not believe your parent? When your parent says, oh, they not really good at that. They never really had nothing. They never really did nothing right. They was always this. They're not that type. They're not. You know how a parent, you can say, I know my child. I know my child. That's what I'm hearing. I know my child. I know what I'm talking about. Somebody wanted to make it hard for you, baby. Somebody wanted to make it hard for you. Do you hear me? Especially when it comes to relationships. Somebody could have been interfering in your love life. Okay? This is whoa, look. Oh. Intellectual theft. That fell right out. Somebody could have been interfering in your love life. This could have been a third party that would sabotage your relationships, go behind your back, gossip about you to your partner and shit, and have people walk away from you because why would a parent do that to a child if it wasn't true? Because you know how society say we look at our parents and how our parents are supposed to look at their children. It's supposed to be that unconditional love. We're not supposed to hurt our children. We're not supposed to hurt our parents, right? We have to respect them even when they're fucking hurting us. Society says we ain't supposed to say nothing. Bullshit. You coming up out of that. You releasing these people with love, but you protecting yourself. You telling your fucking truth. Even if it is family. They didn't want you to heal. And when you heal, you stand up for yourself. And you tell them no. No fucking more. And now they want to know, why would you do it? Listen, you have no idea what's been going on behind the fucking scenes. All you see is a parent or a sibling. You know, somebody that has unconditional. No. And that's what you're saying now. No. You are protecting yourself from people. You know there ain't no love here. You know they don't love you. You know they don't. They don't celebrate you. This is somebody that was sabotaging you in order to keep some kind of control over your life. This is somebody that's obsessed with your life. There's something about you. You are being seen in a light that they never had. Even after all they did to you. Come on, Spirit. You didn't become bitter. You may have gone through a lot of challenges. Listen, addiction comes when we're trying to stuff some feelings, when we're trying to check the fuck out. When we don't want to look at our reality. That's where we come with the addictions. The illusion, we want to run from it, because we feel like ain't that we can do. We feel like failures. And then when we do shit like that, that gives somebody else some more fuel to fuck with you, to control your fucking environment, your finances, your fucking family, your lovers. Stop playing. Love offer. Somebody wanted to control that. Somebody knows you are worthy. They didn't feel worthy, and they tried to make you feel that same way. How come you get the opportunity to live your life? I didn't. I had to go through suffering. I had to deal with abuse, sexual abuse, all that shit. Betrayal. I had to do that. So do you. Why? How dare you? You know what I'm saying? Somebody was jealous of you. Jealous of your temperament, I'm hearing. Of your desire to overcome and to not to become. A rich girl. You got a love offer. You got finances. You're going to be just fine. But it's only because you stood up for yourself. Only because you stood up for yourself and you said no more. Only because you released with love. I'm telling you. I understand having to heal from an abusive parent or lover or family. It don't matter, whoever the fuck it was in your life that you were vulnerable with, that had a lot of influence over your life. And constantly wanted to protect your abuser. Come on, Spirit. Because of society. You ain't protecting them. You're releasing with love. You're releasing with love. You're doing the healing that you need to do. That's what you need to do. However they have to do this, that you're becoming a mirror. Now you're reflecting back to this person how they treated you. They don't like that shit. They never wanted that to fucking happen. They never wanted the fact that they were unhealed, and they were heaping their abuse. They were projecting their abuse and their trauma onto you. They want. Oh, wow. It made them feel comfortable. When you start stepping out of that bubble, and you start trying to heal yourself and make a better person for yourself, that made this person uncomfortable. That made this person jealous and envy. Listen, karma. Listen. They're afraid that whatever they've done to you is going to come back. Whatever they've done to you, they're going to be found out. They're going to be made to be held accountable for their actions and their fucking healing. It's not just what they did, but now they have to fucking heal that shit. Come on, Spirit. Somebody thought that you was gonna suffer their karma. Look, animosity. I can't make it up. Somebody thought that you was going to suffer the same consequences that they had. Matter of fact, they threw that shit on you. Instead of somebody healing and overcoming. You know how we say we want our children to have better than what we had? That's not the case here. This is somebody that wanted their child to have exactly what the fuck they had. You hear me? Exactly what the fuck they had. We have a mind map. Listen. It's over. You elevated yourself, man or woman. It could have been a father that did this shit. Take it how it resonates. I'm only speaking from a feminine energy because that's the only. I ain't never had no father in my life. I had stepfathers. I had men that were in my life, but they were not my father. You hear me? Somebody could have tried to make you, to project their karmic energy, their trauma from your father. If your father wasn't around, this is somebody that tried to make you pay for that shit because of how your father treated them. Yep, you had to pay for that shit. Oh yeah. This is somebody definitely. Yeah. Somebody needs to heal. Somebody needs to look, death magic in reverse. Look at that shit. And now they scared. Look at this. They scared that shit's coming back. What they projected onto you, they scared. You know what it is? It's the roost. The rooster coming home to roost. That's what I heard. The rooster's coming home to roost. Unexpected money. Ace of Pentacles. That's your second Ace of Pentacles, y'all. Somebody's mad because your blessings are coming through. Like you got this gift coming to you. You earned it. You deserve it. This blessing. This way of life. You've earned that shit. This is somebody that didn't have that opportunity. And they got mad and jealous because you got it. Why you? What about all I had to go through? What about all the shit you did to your fucking kid, man? How you fucked your child up because of your inability to heal from your trauma, to get over the fact that somebody may have left you and you weren't chosen, but you ended up with a child. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Spirit. What's going on here? What's going on here for my collective, please and thank you. I'm gonna get up out for this. One more. Yeah, it's your destiny. Thank you, Spirit. This is your destiny. Somebody tried to rearrange your destiny. Somebody knew that you were destined to have blessings and good things, and they didn't get that. They didn't have no help with you. Somebody could have been abused and neglected as a child themselves. Okay? Somebody could have had a lot of bad relationships where they were used and abused, But this is because somebody was in that. It was trauma. It was trauma. Child. When we're traumatized and we have children, 9 times out of 10, we're going to traumatize our fucking children. That's that. Unless we get some fucking work, some healing done. Unless we go into this hermit mode and we sit and we try to separate, we learn how to do that. But if you're in an energy of where you come from trauma, you come from chaos, you come from neglect, stop playing. It makes it that much fucking harder, but it's still possible. This is when we get old enough to see our parents and see our families and see people, even our fucking kids. You got to remember, we didn't just make these kids by ourselves. We made these kids it could have been with karmic people. People that was low vibrational. You understand? That's where the apple don't fall far from the tree. You know what I'm saying? And then, our children take on those characteristics. And they take on the trauma that we endure, that we feel for ourselves. They feel it. When we don't feel like being good to ourselves, we can't be good to our kids. That's because we don't feel good about ourselves. But we're thrust into this fucking environment where we have to be good and feel good and make good choices. How? Stop playing with me. Anything else from my collective? There we go. What we got? Relationship. You got a loving relationship coming too. You had to heal. You had to get through that. I'm pretty sure some of y'all have been in some toxic ass relationships as well. Since all of this shit. Since, growing up through your relationships and stuff like that. Look, y'all. There go your match. the rich guy. Somebody's mad. Look, because somebody's not protected. They watch you. Something about your protection. Somebody couldn't penetrate your protection because you rely on the Most High. You had to learn how, look, projection, they can't get to you no more. Look, they can't fuck with you no more. They can't penetrate your protection no more. So they spy and they watch you. Yes, wow. They see you about to get everything that you deserve. Because you broke the fucking cycle. That's what you did. Then their spirit. Anything else? Anything else? You followed your intuition, right? You learned that abuse, neglect, and trauma, I don't give a fuck who it is. Your kids, your baby daddy, your husband, your mama, your daddy, your co-worker, your cousin, your brother, your sister. I don't give a fuck who it is. Fuck all that family blood shit. We're only vessels. We're like plants, you know what I'm saying? That reproduce. It does not mean that you have to attach yourself to anybody's bullshit. No, you do not. Don't let people manipulate you and hurt you and mistreat you because they feel entitled to you. Or they feel like you have to take it because you're in this position and that's your title. Fuck that. No, you don't. Spirit, what's the message? Game over. That's right. Ending completion. You finished. You finished this shit. You finished. Listen. It's over. It's over. Somebody wasn't a nice guy. And yeah, look at this. They need help. They could see you healing and overcoming after all they did. You know? This is not an ending of your life. This is an ending of people manipulating, using, and traumatizing you and using your past to fucking hurt you. You hear me? Yep, you made some choices, but you're making better ones now. And if they can't accept it, oh fucking well. Don't let nobody hold your past, especially if you don't live that life any fucking more. Especially if you turned that corner and you've overcome. Listen, they will fuck with you to make you come back. No. Make them come the fuck up. Deuces. Peace out. Stay up.